Hello, my wonderful viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being awake to what's going on in the world. You know, most people don't even care. They don't want to do anything about it. I have to make my videos short because I pretty much have to pay for every second of my internet where I live. There's just no good way of doing it. Anyway, let's talk for a minute about the breakdown of the family unit. It used to be you would marry somebody, and that would be it. Once you married somebody and had children with them, your church would have a talk with you if things were going wrong. If you were actually abusive to your children or your wife, there would be a good talking to. But the culture now is to say, just split up and get the government involved, call the police, and start again with someone else that'll probably be about the same because it's how you are acting. CPS. Oh, I'm so glad they exist. The prison industrial complex and the war industrial complex. I'm so glad they exist. You know, you're paying for it. Yeah, you're paying for it. And you're paying for it with your lives and your neighbors who are dying and people you know that are dying in war and having PTSD forever. So, I really am serious when I say I propose that we all come together. 50 million of us or more for a peaceful change of how things are. That would be bringing back the Constitution and cutting off all laws that were attached to it. Obviously, we're going to still have to have a prison system, a small prison system for murderers and rapists, and for those who just can't stop being thieves. Something very easy to know. No more of this stuff like, well, you went past the speed limit. You didn't have car insurance. That's against the law. I mean, do I have to keep going on? You didn't pay taxes on your house that you have already purchased. Once you purchased your house, that's it. That's your house. You shouldn't have to pay taxes on that anymore. That's stupid to have to pay taxes on something you already own and will own for the rest of your life. So there has to be a lot of people in a movement to make it work. A lot of the activists that have existed and are still rotting away in a prison or waiting extradition, like Julian Assange, who told us about the horrors of the Patriot Act and how the US government is spying on you all the time. Look in your bank. On the wall will probably be a laminated copy of the Patriot Act, because the government needs to know every penny you have in case you're a terrorist. The first step is all of us getting together. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description or just my email. I do check them from time to time. Please be patient with me. My internet is terrible around here. Really terrible. So, anyway, I do have a pretty good plan if there are enough people. A very peaceful plan to talk with all the government officials, all the way from the federal level, all the way down to the local county level, and all the neighborhoods, and say, do you all agree? We need to have our Constitution and some very basic laws, and that's it. And, as you can imagine, a lot of people will be freed from the prison system, like people that did non-violent offenses. Where there is no victim, how can there even be a crime? And of course, the laws against terrorism, it makes it so you have no freedom anymore, you and me, to try to prevent terrorism. How are you going to do that like that? Would you give up one of your freedoms for the chance of more safety? I think any reasonable person would say pretty much they'd rather die than be a slave. So, if you're willing to give a little bit of your freedom away for the thought, the very thought of safety, that doesn't make sense. Because if you are a reasonable person and have a sound mind, you'd rather have freedom that might have some danger behind it. After all, you're in control of your life. They'd rather have that than slavery or being under so many laws that your life is constricting you, but you have the possibility of safety. And you know you're not safer that way, I hope. So I think we waited long enough. Lots of YouTubers and TikTokers and people they have Rumble accounts. I've seen them doing a good job of spreading the word. Although I have seen them pulling punches against each other, which isn't good. Don't do that. Hardly anyone wants to do something about it. So let's not have it be a fantasy to actually fix it. It is possible. Might be a little scary. By the way, I've noticed most people let anxiety rule their life. That's why they're limited. They're afraid of so much. Let's stop being afraid of things that can help us. I would say the danger is actually at a low if there's enough people. The danger would be low. But there's always danger. Even with 50 million or more people saying, I will not accept this corrupt system anymore at all. All of us. You know what the government is capable of. But there's more of us than them, of the elites and corrupt politicians. So you really have nothing to worry about being part of activism. You can put a lot of purpose in your life. Anyway, like I said, I have to make my videos short. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. This has been Montaña Wildcat.